Welcome back, guildmates. I'm finally back on the new laptop with a lot of really cool stuff going on. I'm gonna quickly just update you on what is happening. Now, if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm technically using the laptop screen to do all the stuff that I need to do for the upcoming transition to the actual episode, because OBS is set up very, very well on my computer now. I'm still using this HD webcam, or this Logitech C270 webcam. I am definitely going to need to get a better webcam very, very soon, but this is all I got right now until until I can get a better webcam. I do have technically a camcorder that I could use, but I don't know the specifics. I don't know how much life it has, and there's parts like the power cord and stuff like that that I'd have to replace. And at this point, I'd just rather get a better webcam for now until I can spend more time to upgrade this. So the temporary solution is get a better HD webcam. Uh, that is the temporary solution for now. What I'm doing, I don't want to show you my setup because I don't want to move the webcam. It's perfectly set up how it's supposed to be. But I'm looking at my monitor that I was using for my other laptop, which I still will use. Once I get done. I'm only using this monitor on my new laptop when I'm doing reactions and manga dubs and stuff like that for the podcast. So once I get done with all of that, the monitor goes back to my other laptop over there. Uh, I'm the setup's nice. I'm really liking how smooth everything is working. Everything's going to be recorded through OBS, so I don't have to worry about going through and doing edits, which is good for all of you because that means episodes are going to come out a lot faster because I'm not going to spend an hour and a half rendering. Okay, let's be honest. It was probably hour 45 to 2 hours rendering for the patron videos, and then I do the next episode and the next episode, and then once I get all those episodes done, I start cutting for YouTube. Now it's just convert from FLV to MP4, cut for intro, outro, and which doesn't actually happen for patrons. Y'all get the whole thing. Uh, and then for the cut for YouTube, put the intro in, and done. So essentially, it would probably take me an hour and 45 to do an episode for both Patreon and YouTube, edited and rendered, which is saving a monumental amount of time. Just holy crap. So instead of it taking me like 2, possibly 3 hours per episode, now it's only going to take me maybe 1 or 2. So actually, it's going to be less than 2. I'll know when I first get to editing these. But that having been said, let's jump back into it. Obviously, as you can see, we're watching Haikyu. And I am really excited because we're getting into the last 10 episodes of season 1, and those are really, really good. Like, those are some like intense, fun freaking episodes. They're at the tournament, they're at the inter high, so it's all inter high from here on. I love it. And then we get to season 2, and oh, I can't wait for season 2. Season 2 is my favy, as I've been saying for a while, but yeah, I can't wait. Also, for those who were keeping up with me when I was doing the fitness stuff, I did get weighed, I did get tested, I did get a chat with my nutritionist. For a long while, I was over 200 pounds, which may not seem like much, but when you're 5'7", that's actually a big deal. I was almost 40 pounds over the high end of a healthy weight, and I am now down to 193, which is good. And I've changed my diet. I've changed the proportions that I eat. I changed what I'm eating. I'm eating a lot more fruits and vegetables and a lot less meats. I'm not going vegetarian. I'm not going full vegan. I still like cow, chicken, and fish. Uh, I like to eat animals. I still like to eat animals. Meat is tasty, but yeah, the proportions have changed. I'm eating like 5 times a day, but in smaller portions, and they're not nearly as fatty and things like that. Like, I'm cutting out sugar. I'm lowering the amount of bread, which is difficult because we've got way too much bread in this house. So slowly we're just trying to get ourselves in a much healthier spot, and I'm trying to exercise a lot more. Tomorrow I've got another 5 mile bike ride that I got to do. So yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, man, I'm shedding a good amount of weight, and I'm getting in better shape, and I'm feeling good about that. So hey, please leave your encouragement for me to get healthy, if you would like, in the comments, and I'll be ecstatic about that. I would be highly ecstatic about that. So as recording to this, I want to quickly apologize. I wanted to get these out in time for the week, but with all the new stuff and the new setup and making sure that I could stream properly, which by the way I can now, so if you want to go over and check out on twitch.tv/likezoinksgaming, link is in the description. But that's my Twitch channel if you want to come by and check out what I'm doing right now. I'm playing Final Fantasy 15, so there's that. And yeah, I had to make sure that it was all good and set up, good to go. And now I am posting up the videos, so you should get 2 episodes of Haikyu today. The rest will come out on the daily basis. I may stop doing 5 a day and just start doing 1 every day. Just do 7 episodes every week until I get caught up. And when I get caught up, it's going to be a whole different story. And I'll be doing a lot of My Hero Academia reactions over the next couple of days as well, guys. So there should be a lot of MHA coming at you. Alrighty, let's jump to it. Oh, by the way, when I transition over, this is going to be Verve that you're seeing. So please go support your official releases. I'm watching everything through Verve. Verve has both Funimation and Crunchyroll stuff all in one location. I'm watching the Crunchyroll version. I'm watching the Crunchyroll subbed episodes of Haikyu through Verve. Now, you can go straight to Crunchyroll to watch them, or you can go to Verve, which is just fine. Either is just fine. I just prefer Verve because it has a lot of channels that I watch all in one area. And yeah. And guys, because of this, I can start streaming some Netflix stuff. So I will start getting a list together very, very soon. And if you would like to vote on what shows I should watch next, I'm going to have a poll up on Patreon. Remember, only patrons get to vote. But you can suggest things in the comments, and based on those suggestions, they may end up in the poll. But if you want to take part in what I'm going to watch next, patrons come first, man, because they're the ones that help me out the most. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute. Let's get started. Why am I saying I'll see you guys in a minute? I don't have to. It's a simple transition, man. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I think a lot of people use rankings as an excuse to like not try their best. I love that part. It's good to have that positive. Like, I like this team, even though I know they're gonna lose. I still love them. They do a really good job of making you feel for these characters, because I'm welling up already. Like, the people that I wanted to win, which is of course our Kurasuno, I wanted them to win and they won. But at the same time, in order for them to win, someone has to lose. Man, they do a good job of making you feel that. God, Tenojima Sensei, man, you do an amazing job. I'm just saying. Holy cow, man. I get emotional over fictional stuff. I don't get emotional about anything in reality. I'm numb to reality. This is where I come to feel emotions. Anime. Okay. Damn, this is such a heavy and emotional episode, bro. Damn. That left an impression with Hinata, man. Damn, those eyes, man. I'm still welling up. Here we go, second half. Alright, game face. Game face. Don't be a bitch, me. That face. Wait, hold on. Kageyama's gonna make it even better with. There it is. Get hyped, Hinata. Now get intimidated. Go, go, let's go, let it go. I said I was gonna do it. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that. I've wanted to do that for a long time. I just didn't have the stuff. I want to do it again. Let's go, let it go. Oh wow, wasabi. Again. Hinata. Noya! Noya! Second best overall! Just Noya! Noya! I love that. I might be doing some of the expressions, I'm sorry. I love how Kyoko's just like, meh. Yeah, okay. What was I supposed to say? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the stuff that I wrote down. Most of the stuff, pretty much everything I wrote down was from the first half. I consider half when they do the CM intro, outro, or the eye catch, as it's called in some OSTs that I've seen. But essentially when they're doing the different spikes and stuff, that's what before is what I consider the first half, after is what I consider the second half, just for clarification. Oh man, I don't know if that was the episode or if that was the wasabi. Wasabi peas is what I had. Sawamura's tenacity is amazing, like, and that's carried over from his junior high to his high school. Like, you could see his tenacity to constantly be better, to do better, to work hard, to win. Like, oh my god, it's awesome. And it's one of the unifying traits of the Karasuno team is having him as a captain with the level of tenacity he had. I don't think anybody could have been the captain and done anywhere near the job that Daichi has managed to pull off with this team. Like, anybody else, this team would have crumbled, it would have fallen apart, or, you know, people's egos would have conflicted with each other. Daichi really is kind of the unifying force of this team, and I'm so happy that he was the captain. And you can see, even from early on, why he should be the captain. rankings are often used as an excuse to players to not give their best, which I absolutely agree on. Uh, because I've had that same thought process in my head several times. Um, it's really annoying to have that thought and then just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be lazy." I'm a lazy sports player. I don't like seeing other people be lazy sports players, but like it's really funny because I am a lazy sports player, but I'm also very, very competitive. So half the time I'm lazy, and half the time I'm going above and beyond, or I'm trying to. And I never know which one I'm gonna be, which is really annoying, not just for me, but for everybody else on my team, which is another reason why I don't play sports as much. Um, all right, this episode is why I love Haikyu. How it handles emotions, like, because there were some really heavy emotional scenes right there that just, when you're in it, man. And especially think back to your first time watching this episode. Holy crap, how heavy was that? Like, you were so happy for Karasuno boys team, but you were so sad for the girls team, and you were so sad for Sawamura's buddy from junior high and his team because like even if you weren't sad during the match, the aftermath, showing you the aftermath of these teams that lost, and then like the montage of all the different teams that lost in their first round and how their team is devastated, and like that hits hard. That's some impactful shit, and this stuff was in the manga. Terajima is really good at telling the other side of the story as well. And I really appreciate that because there's not a lot of stories out there. I'm not even saying manga. There's not a lot of stories out there that'll do that. So it's a whole nother level of storytelling. Um, there's very few people that do that. Oda might be one of them in the manga world. I don't know of too many outside of, like, nothing's coming to my mind right now. If you know of a story outside of anime and manga that does this and does this well, that talks about the other side when the other side aren't even main rivals or anything like that. It's one thing to have two antagonists or two protags, um, but for people that aren't even antagonists or protagonists or aren't even rival groups or anything, like for side characters, extras as he called himself, to get this much, how many stories do you see that in? Okay. Um, characters, I talked about that. And he plays out the scenario so realistically, like this whole scenario, and seeing the other side of that and how the other side interacted with Karasuno after the match, like how Ikejiri interacted with Sawamura after, or you know what, Daichi. I'm just gonna call him Daichi because I say Sawamura and I think Sawamura Ajun. Uh, I may be mispronouncing, but how he's interacting with Daichi and the rest of Karasuno. Oh my god, man, that's amazing. That's so freaking amazing. And so I think that this is a really, really good way to present your characters in and scenarios in a story realistically. Like, one of my favorite parts about this is that it is very grounded in realism, not hyper grounded in realism, but it's very realistic. Like you could picture this happening at, say, a school that you know. You know, this isn't crazy too far fetched. There's a couple of things, and yeah, some of the scenes are hyped up for, or are hyped up a bit, or like how they're shot is hyped up for intensity to get you like really invested and get you hypey. But I mean, for the most part, this series is not really heavy on any unrealistic tendencies. There's a lot of realism in this series, both the anime and the manga. And that's another reason why I keep coming back to it, is because even though I like it, even though I like the series and it's got some really good moments and everything, Kuroko's basketball is basically DBZ meets sports. There's just too many unrealistic things that happen. But Haikyu is completely the opposite. So it's amazing that a true sports series, like a absolutely true sports series, can do so well in Shonen Jump. Those are my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what yours were for this particular episode down in the comments below. I look forward to reading them. I will see you again in episode 17. Bye, guys. Later, Gators.